Kojima's saying, hey, this is what's really going on. Zero is Kojima, you know? Venom Snake is the next one in line. Kojima's trying to keep him down. Like, yeah, maybe. Who knows, man? I don't know. Let's listen. Let's get back to the tapes.
So SALT II still hasn't gone into effect. That treaty was drawn up to limit not just the size of the U.S. and Soviet Union's nuclear arsenals, but also their delivery systems. The whole deal. That's when we thought all those years of negotiations had paid off. Somebody decides to invade Afghanistan. The timing couldn't have been worse. The president was in the middle of the SALT II talks back then. You mean while you were busy trying to stop Peace Walker? I heard. President Ford was meeting with the General Secretary in Vladivostok. In his absence, the political brass in America detected what they didn't realize was false nuclear launch data from Peace Walker, and were on the verge of ordering a retaliatory nuclear strike. Coleman's big idea? Humans are incapable of destroying themselves. Turns out he never knew what humans are capable of. If that AI, the boss, hadn't found a way to stop the fake data transmission, they probably would have gone ahead with the launch. Deterrence was revealed as the pipe dream it was. All thanks to you and her.
I don't know how to feel about all that shit.
What happened in Nicaragua no doubt helped trigger.
Let the boss just die already.
But in the end, the times define the politics. When you've grabbed their tail, they turn and bite your hand.
But that's a huge part of the, Big Boss's story.
I first met you 20 years ago now. The place was Seleniuyarsk.
Here we
in
go.
The Soviet Union.
Snake eater shit.
I was with the GRU. You were still fighting for America. 1964. Operation Snake Eater. Its objective? The assassination of the legendary soldier known as the Boss. When you returned home successful, they awarded you the title Big Boss. Your CO, Zero, sought to carry on the boss's will by covertly establishing his own organization. You knew the original members from Operation Snake Eater. From America, there was David O, or as he was to you, Major Zero. Donald Anderson, aka Sigint. Dr. Clark, who went by paramedic during the operation. And the fourth, you. From China, there was Eva. And me, Ocelot, from the Soviet Union. 6 in total.
Another 6, Devil's Game.
Friend and foe were meaningless. As were East and West, we joined forces by our will alone. Our objective was to fulfill the boss's dying wish, to make the world one. And to do it, Zero used the Philosopher's Legacy, the secret war fund you obtained during Operation Snake Eater. This organization would go on to become Cypher. I, on the other hand, was left with the problem. You only recovered half of the legacy. I had to locate the other half myself. When I found the funds, I passed them on to Zero, just as you wanted. I still trusted him in those days. We thought what he was doing was the boss's will, until he started that one project. Les Enfants Terribles, Zero called it.
Zero called it.
As did Eva, leaving only Anderson and Clark.
Les Enfants Terribles. Zero called it.
Truth be told, there
should
were
be
just
Snake's
two
next
tabs on
voice.
another. The reason was always you. After you returned to the army,
What happened to that new Metal Gear game they made? Metal Gear Survive.
For a time, even I'd lost track of you.
I guess they realized they weren't gonna sell very many copies.
You always were the best when it came to hide and seek.
They were like, fuck it. But I don't blame them for making another game on this engine, man. This is a great engine.
Every corner of the globe. Woven together,
It's good for this game only.
The world just one big organism. And that's not all. It also monitors the thorn in Zero's side. That's you, tracking your coordinates wherever you might go. The further you strayed from your roots, the larger Zero became. It's as if he was trying to close the gap between you. But before long, he disappeared from public life. Only a few people had direct contact with him. For a time, I was one of them. Then a year after you fell into your coma,
This coffee is taking over my body. It's raping my brain.
nothing.
That's what coffee does.
Not even a reliable
Coffee
rumor
rips
is
your
his
brain.
whereabouts. I tried every method I could think of, but
So I was writing a story, and Alligator Man was in it.
control, his creation,
And
his power continued.
there's a part where Alligator Man
Cypher
pours
was a great
coffee
beast,
down his
and
dick,
Zero was its spine.
and his dick like
Even
gets
without
super
it, it
pumped
endured.
and snatches somebody's brain, like an old woman's brain, out of her head and eats it. That was like, I don't know, the few people that have read that scene think it's really, really funny.
9 years ago in the
The imagery just in your mind is funny.
hospital. Cypher's Black Ops unit, XOF. They learned where you were and came to wipe the slate clean.
Oh, sons of... It's Huey's fault!
Christmas Eve,
bet you.
1979. The Soviet Union rolled into Afghanistan. Muslims have revolted against the Soviet
Everything is Huey's
regime
fault.
established the year before.
He's the
The
scapegoat
DRA forces
for
could no
America's
longer contain it
wrongdoings.
themselves, so the Soviets went in to intervene. The Afghan government was powerless and fraught with infighting. They lost the hearts and minds of the people, and that alarmed the Soviet leadership. With the Islamic Revolution happening in Iran, the Soviets felt they had to act fast or risk the spread of Islamic revivalism. A superpower, sending a motorized rifle division against men on horseback with antique rifles.
Antique rifles.
Everyone thought it'd be over in an instant. Only it wasn't.
Only it
Some
wasn't.
Muslims made their fight a jihad, a holy war, and began
Durka
a guerrilla
Durka.
campaign on all fronts. A war of attrition. These
Muhammad
fighters call
Jihad.
themselves Mujahideen. They're being supported by the West through Pakistan. That's why Miller was involved. He was training them near the Zero Line, sponsored by the CIA. The war has become a nightmare for the Soviet troops stationed here. They thought they'd be headed home in 6 months at the most. Then a year passed. 2 years.
See, I know I mentioned this earlier, but it was kind of a rough day today.
Not
Not gonna really get into it, but
Afghanistan has become the Soviet Union's
just had an
Vietnam.
argument, you know, with my brother, and
The Soviet troops on the ground want to go home.
I don't know. He's having a rough time in his life, and
The Afghans have lost theirs.
you know,
The Soviets
I don't have any
destroyed
hard feelings towards
Islam,
him, but
villages, wherever they
I
can.
think
They burned down homes and
it's
fields,
best if we don't
filling
talk anymore,
wells,
unfortunately.
turned
So
pastures into minefields.
that's rough to deal with. That's a big
Created
life
mass
decision. That's a
of
big.
refugees who fled to Pakistan. If the Mujahideen
That's something
are
you
fish
can't just come
swimming
back
around
from.
the
You know what I mean?
villages,
You have
the
to like
Soviets
stick
will
with
go
it
so far as
until
to dry
we're
out
both
their
old and
oceans.
realize, hopefully, that
This has had a big
we
price.
fucked up. But
There's bitter resentment among the Afghans.
I don't know.
And they're taking out their
So
anger on the
I'm just gonna get
soldiers
lost
on
in
the
this
front
game and
lines. Among the
just
Mujahideen
play
are the
until my eyes are
Pashtun
like
people.
super dry.
They're
That they
fiercely devoted to their code of Badal, or revenge.
dust everywhere.
Soviets
Eye
they
dust.
captured have had their hands, feet, and noses cut off before being
Sounds
left
like
to
a
die
club
at the
drug.
side of the road.
Hey, yo,
Just to
man,
show
give me
their
some of that
comrades
eye
what they're
dust.
capable of.
Someone just blows
Friendlies
powder in
who
your
come
eyes.
across them can do nothing but put them out of their misery. Then they burn
No
down
one
another
knows, but it's
village
like
in
a
retaliation.
mind-controlled drug. Eye
The
dust.
cycle of vengeance goes on.
Ooh, the man on fire. Well, let's see what his weakness is all about.
Snake, I wanted to ask you about the man on fire. What do you
Fire.
remember from the hospital? Anything we can use?
Anything we can use?
Well, he took off the moment the sprinklers started up.
Yeah, 'cause he's a pussy.
Sprinklers. The
Fire system.
And when he got sprayed
And when he got sprayed with the water, he burst pipe. It slowed him down.
We escaped on
When we
horseback,
escaped on
he wouldn't
horseback,
cross the
he wouldn't
river
cross the
either.
river either.
And then it started to
And then
rain,
it started to rain,
and he disappeared.
and he disappeared.
Water against fire.
Water against
That's
fire.
simple.
That's simple.
I mean, it makes sense. It's just hard to believe it would work on a guy like that.
Remember that, because I gotta fight him later. First time I played through, I didn't remember. Go, coffee. Alright. Mission time. Heading to Afghanistan. Alright, here we go. Excuse me. That was gross. all equipped, right? Right? Some of that olive. Darb. Drab. Darb? What the fuck am I talking about? Jesus, man, I just can't get comfortable, man. There, that's gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do. We're gonna use the scarf. Deploying. Oh, I know this is gonna get super old by like video 4 or 5. But I'm not gonna do it because I only have 4 subscribers. I'm lucky to even have that. Like, that's cool as fuck. But once I get to like, once more people, if, you know, God willing, more people watch my videos and people like listening to me talk about stupid shit, then maybe I'll put a little more effort into my videos. But right now, there's really no point.
Is a Spetsnaz detachment commander. Your orders are to take him out. With skills like his, it'd be a shame to waste him. But I'll leave the method up to you. Boss, make your way to Deshago Calais and eliminate the target.
Move. We get on the other side. Yep, we're getting on the other side. Here we go. Yeah, I get it. I moved. Move again. All right. Looks nice. Game looks nice. Eliminate Spetsnaz. Spetsnaz commander. Spetsnaz.
Careful down there, boss.
Careful down there, boss.
We can use compounds from plants to make medicine or poison for use in new weapons and equipment. Take a look at the plant list on your
Really?
iDroid to see which ones we need. Then go
New
find them when you get a chance. It'll keep
plants.
the staff happy too.
Really? Kevin Hart shit. It's funny, man. If you guys know what I'm talking about, do it along with me. Orangutan. Really? Ah. You don't know. Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Listen to some Tupac today, man. Holy shit! I'm surprised I know as many Tupac songs as I do. I like Tupac, but I never got like super deep into him, you know. Respect his music and I respect his lyrics and stuff, but I don't know. I'm just not really a huge Tupac fan.
Extraction arrived. Whoa, whoa! You have arrived at your destination.
Start by heading for Deshago Calais. Check your map for the location. The target is camped out in that village, dressed as an ordinary soldier. That's the target. Take him out.
He's done. Finished. Oh yeah, okay.
You've arrived at the objective. Your target should be somewhere in that outpost. And don't forget, he has a Spetsnaz recon detail with him. Keep your guard up. That's communications equipment used by the outpost CP. It must be how they keep in touch with headquarters. If you destroy it, you might be able to cut off the CP from their HQ.
There he is.
Is that him? Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets. A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Alright, jeez. I'm gonna keep killing people, man, because